look at what we have here. It is a beautiful custom Tea with Karin tea for one tea set. This is Witch's Brew, and it has her traditional tea symbols inside. I have my creamer all ready. My tea, loose leaf tea, has been steeping in here. It's time to give it a nice little, I usually give it a little stir, but I'm sure it's well in there. So I'm just going to pour me some tea. This is a nice rooibos tea, decaffeinated before bed. But I can still read the leaves because I'm not looking for, huge symbols necessarily, or traditional symbols as you would in a teacup. I'm just looking to see what's floating on and landing on the tea symbols. You can really use whatever tea you want. So it'll be interesting. We'll come back and read this after I'm done drinking. Okay, and now we can go about reading this cup, starting with the handle, which is the heart. And there is no T on woman, but there's a symbol near woman. But let's stick to the easy way of reading this and stick to what's on it. We have T on dog. So let's say this is a woman's love life, because we don't really have a subject. We have T on dog. Next we have T on the crossroads. We have a huge lump of tea on moon, clover. So it's moon and clover. I'll have to look back and see if there's anything on birds because I moved it too much. And then we have some on the rider. We have, it's not touching anchor. We have a little bit on heart, a little bit on the pram. And then looking at the bottom, we don't have any on snake, which is good. We don't have any on mountain, nothing on mouse. Check mouse a little carefully. Nope. Nothing on coffins by Cofton. So with it by Cofton and by clover, as well as by pram, it makes me think that there might be something new or transforming, as well as the T on crossroads. But there's some loyalty, or perhaps a friend, or meeting someone of acquaintance that's unexpected or new, perhaps in a small group. It seems emotionally involved, perhaps a nighttime activity. And with the rider, it definitely looks like some sort of speed date or running into someone, definitely out in the community rather than necessarily at home. But it looks fairly positive. What do you see in that cup? But that was how you would read a symbol cup if you're not used to doing traditional symbols in a teacup. And if you wanted to, you could look at the traditional symbols. Like here, I could see a rune, and I would interpret that rune along with the woman there, me personally. Here, it looks like almost a dash or something pointing towards the sun, so being positive might be important. There's a rabbit head on dog, so being flirtatious with a friend, or friendly flirtation strikes me there. Here you have birds on a wire, so communication, not being afraid to get together and talk, don't be afraid to say what you need to say. There was a clump here that I moved around. Would have been nice to have seen what that held. You can also do the timing. But so it really goes back to how detailed you want to get it. But there can also be a beginner cup, which is what's so lovely about these cups with the symbols. And I love the tea for one sets because it keeps the tea nice and hot while it's steeping. You keep your creamer, so I don't have to worry about, extra pieces. And then, it goes all downstairs in one piece or back to the kitchen, wherever. And it just works really well for me. And I can forget about my tea and it still stays warm. I have a nice big cup and I just love it to death.